Imagine a stretch of coastline eroding so fast that 8 to 14 meters of beach disappeared into the ocean every single year, forcing officials to periodically shut down one of Lagos's busiest roads just to keep drivers safe from collapsing shoreline. Now imagine the solution wasn't to retreat from that coastline, it was to build an entirely new city on top of it, pumping enough sand from the ocean floor to create 10 million square meters of brand new land where open water used to be. That's not science fiction. That's Eco-Atlantic City. And in 2026, more than 80% of it is already built. Here's what makes this story different from most mega project stories you've heard. Most of these projects start with ambition, a government or a company deciding to build something bigger and bolder than anything that came before. This one started with a crisis. Lagos's famous Bar Beach had been disappearing for decades, eroding at a rate that threatened Victoria Island itself, one of the most valuable pieces of real estate in West Africa. The assumption for years was that you fight erosion with sandbags, seawalls, and patchwork engineering defensive measures designed to slow the damage, not reverse it. Nigeria decided to try something almost nobody else in the world had attempted at this scale. Instead of just protecting the coastline, build an entirely new one and put a city on it. So why did it take until 2003 for anyone to seriously propose this? Part of the answer is technical. Reclaiming land from the ocean at this scale requires dredging equipment capable of moving millions of tons of sand from the seabed with precision, over years of continuous operation, without triggering the very erosion the project is supposed to solve. Get the engineering wrong, and you don't just fail to build new land, you accelerate the destruction of the coastline you're trying to save. The other part of the answer is financial. A reclamation project of this magnitude requires investment on a scale that few private developers in Nigeria, or arguably anywhere in West Africa, had ever attempted to raise for a single urban development. It took until the mid-2000s for the right combination of political will, private capital, and international engineering partnerships to actually align, with Bola Tinubu, then serving as Lagos State Governor, writing directly to the federal government in 2005 to push the idea from a discussion point toward an actual approved project. Now it's real, and the numbers are extraordinary. The project, officially known as Nigeria International Commerce City but universally called Eco-Atlantic, is being developed by South Energix Nigeria Limited, a subsidiary of the Shiguri Group, in partnership with the Lagos State Government. Dredging work actually began in 2009, gradually pushing the coastline outward year by year, before a formal ceremony marking the land reclamation milestone was held in February 2013, attended by former President Goodluck Jonathan, former U.S. President Bill Clinton, and Tinubu himself. As of 2026, more than 80% of the planned 10 million square meters of land has been reclaimed, with phases 1 through 4 fully filled, and the fifth and final phase of sand filling currently underway, a project that has been under continuous construction for close to 2 decades. Protecting all of that reclaimed land is the Great Wall of Lagos, a sea revetment stretching roughly 5 kilometers, built from massive 5-ton interlocking concrete units called acropodes. Before construction, the wall's design was tested at the Danish Hydraulic Institute against wave conditions expected only once every 1,000 years, and it held without a single sign of structural distress. The wall doesn't just protect the new city. It's become a permanent shield for Victoria Island and parts of Lekki, areas that were themselves losing ground to the same erosion that originally threatened Bar Beach, effectively extending the benefit of the project well beyond the boundaries of the new district itself. Once complete, Eco-Atlantic is designed to house between 250,000 and 300,000 residents, with as many as 400,000 people commuting into the district daily. Unlike the rest of Lagos, the city runs on entirely independent infrastructure, a dedicated 24/7 gas-fired power plant, centralized water treatment, underground drainage engineered to eliminate the open gutters and flooding common elsewhere in the city, and fiber optic internet built into the ground from day one. And the corporate migration into the district has become one of the clearest signals that this isn't just a speculative real estate play anymore. First Bank of Nigeria is building a 40-floor corporate headquarters inside Eko Atlantic, already regarded as the city's most significant architectural landmark, while the United States is constructing a new consulate general there at a cost of $537 million, with major telecom players like MTN also relocating operations into the district. Compare that trajectory to how similar land reclamation megaprojects have played out elsewhere. Dubai's Palm Jumeirah, often cited as the most famous artificial land project in the world, took roughly 5 years to complete its core reclamation work after breaking ground in 2001, though the surrounding development continued for years afterward. The Netherlands' historic land reclamation efforts, by contrast, unfolded over centuries, incrementally reclaiming territory from the sea through a slow accumulation of dikes and polders, rather than a single coordinated modern engineering push. One international urban planning analyst reviewing Eko Atlantic's progress noted the comparison directly. What usually takes a coastal nation generations of incremental engineering, Lagos has compressed into little more than 2 decades of continuous construction. Skeptics have pushed back on that framing, though, pointing out that reclaiming land in one place doesn't eliminate erosion. It can simply redirect the ocean's energy further down the coast, accelerating the loss of shoreline in communities that never asked to be part of the trade-off in the first place. The economic case for the project, meanwhile, is already measurable, even before full completion. According to Eko Development Company's own leadership, the district is already contributing roughly 7.8% of Lagos State's total annual revenue, translating to more than $1 billion a year, flowing into the local economy from a city that isn't even finished. Luxury residential prices inside Eko Atlantic have grown between 38% and 60% annually over the past 5 years, according to recent market data, positioning the district as one of the fastest appreciating real estate markets anywhere in Nigeria, and drawing significant interest from diaspora investors looking for a foothold in West Africa's financial future. None of this comes without real tension, though, and it's worth naming directly rather than glossing over it. Critics, including engineers who admire the technical achievement, have raised genuine concerns about who this city is actually for. Property prices inside Eko Atlantic are among the highest in Nigeria, marketed explicitly as an answer to Dubai's Palm Jumeirah or London's Canary Wharf, a glittering enclave built for Nigeria's wealthy and international investors, not the average resident of the city it's attached to. There's also the erosion question that never fully goes away. Protecting Victoria Island and part of Lekki is a genuine achievement, but some coastal engineers warn that redirecting the ocean's force away from one stretch of coastline can accelerate erosion further down the coast, in communities with far fewer resources to defend themselves than the city that displaced the problem in the first place. Step back, and Eko Atlantic tells a story bigger than one glittering new district. It's a case study in what happens when a country facing an existential coastal threat decides the answer isn't retreat, but reinvention, turning an environmental crisis into what's now one of the most valuable pieces of real estate on the African continent. Whether that reinvention ends up serving all of Lagos, or mainly the small fraction of it wealthy enough to afford a piece of the new coastline, is still very much an open question, and probably won't be fully answered until long after the final grain of sand settles into place. If megaprojects born out of genuine crisis, not just ambition, are the kind of story you want more of, stick around, there's more of this coming. And here's a question worth sitting with. If reclaiming land from the ocean can protect one city's coastline while quietly pushing the erosion problem further down the coast, is that really solving the crisis, or just relocating it to whoever has less power to push back?